Hello everyone. In today's layout, I would like to try to use a couple pieces of memorabilia we collected on our trip, a map, and our parking permit. These two photos I took in two different filters in the middle of the night. So I just have to choose which photo I will use. The photos for the sister page I'll put aside for now. So let's get started. The paper that my map is made of is a little thin and it tends to tear the more I fool around with it. So I decided to put a little Mod Podge on top of it, or a lot, and just coat it well so that it'll be more sturdy and also have a little bit of sheen to it. This is a glossy Mod Podge. I also want my embellishments to stand out on it a little bit more, so the glossy sheen to help them pop a bit. I don't have any embellishments that would go with this nighttime theme I'm doing, so I decided to paint this with veneer, a metallic blue, and put some gold stars on it and use that for my embellishments. For my map, I pulled out a piece of cardstock that has scratches and little marks on it that I wouldn't use in a layout, and wrap my map around it just to give it a little bit of a base, make it nice and sturdy. And I also want a black border at the top and the bottom of it. So I'll trim out the map a little bit on the sides and put like maybe 1/4 of an inch of a border at the top and the bottom. And now I have my background cardstock. Yay! Anyway, the photo here that looks like it doesn't have anything in it is actually from a trip that my daughter and I took, our first night sleeping in the car. We were at Three Sisters Park. It had rained days before we arrived, so it delayed the setup of summer camp. And the first night we opted to sleep in the car over setting up a temporary camp for the night. Most of the volunteers did the same thing. My daughter spent the evening making friends. I spent the evening sleeping. I was exhausted after driving from Maryland to Illinois. And we stopped, we took a nap, a little short 3 or 4 hour nap, something like that, maybe less. But anyway, so in the middle of the night, I woke up and looked around, and all I saw was darkness. So I took a picture. It was dark, it was still, there were only a few conversations lingering about, and it was actually a good first night. We arrived safely. Everyone was so nice. We had VIP parking, which was great for when you want to leave. We didn't know that then, but when it was time to leave the event, we were right near the entrance, so that was great. And the next day we got up really early, got in line and got our tickets, checked in, and went and set up our camp, and the fun began. So it was a great time, a great trip. But that first night, I kept thinking about how I'm so out of my element and out of my little comfort zone. But this is one of those trips my daughter took me on to step out of my comfort zone, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. I'm going back next year. It was so much fun. The music was awesome. The food, the best coffee ever from this place called the Coffee Wagon. I wish there was one next door to me or across the street or something, which would be pretty bad. But anyway, back to the layout. So I took the blue veneer and it curled some. And I could have put it underneath something or treated it first so that that wouldn't happen. But it does lay flat. Again, I put it under a book or something like that for a little bit, and it lays flat. And it works perfectly. Anyway, so I have my map and my parking permit on there. The photo I lifted up just a little bit, and I used this stuff called Fun Foam, but it has glitter on it. So I figured, a little twinkle twinkle for the nighttime sky there. And when you go to summer camp, if you volunteer, you pay up front, but if you volunteer, you get your money back. So we're all about working for travel. So it's, give me a job to do. I'll travel there, get free stay. Even though we were in a tent, I mean, you could have brought a camper or RV or whatever. It was a lot of fun to be outdoors in a tent. I haven't camped out in a while. So it was definitely worth it. And I'm going back, so I must have had a blast. I'm taking my husband with me this time. Anyway, I'm going to move to super speed till we get to the end of this because I'm very much committed to where this is going. So once I finished the background cardstock, the rest of this was pretty smooth sailing because I kind of knew where everything was going to go and what I wanted to do. And a map actually helped me with that because I wanted to point out where we ended up and leave open places we stopped along the way. And I got to move that journal of mine because it's going to get messed up. I keep saying that. Let me go do that now. Anyway, but it'll probably pop up. I used vellum for my journaling. I had a lot of it today because it's transparent enough to see the map below it, and it held the ink really well, so the journaling still stands out. And I like that effect of seeing through the journaling to the background cardstock. And that twine that I'm using is something that I'm carrying from each page in this Adventure Girl layout series. Just to have something that carries over from one page to another. And the layout will all go together in the album, but I just thought it would be neat to have like one particular thing that carries from one page to the next. Okay, just a few more embellishments, and I am done. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's take a closer look. I have a few stills for you. Do like and subscribe to me and share. It's very easy to do, especially sharing. Have a wonderful day, happy scrapbooking, and I will see you next time.